You're not lazy. That's the lie you've been telling yourself. Procrastination isn't about willpower or discipline, it's an emotional regulation strategy your brain invented to protect you from pain. And it's destroying your life in ways you don't even realize. Here's what research shows: procrastinators aren't lazy people. They're sensitive people. People whose brains react more intensely to negative emotions. When you face a task that feels difficult, boring, or uncertain, your brain floods with discomfort. Not physical pain. Emotional pain. And like any organism, your brain seeks to escape that pain immediately. So procrastination isn't a character flaw. It's a symptom. Your brain is doing exactly what it's designed to do: protect you from discomfort. The problem is, this protection strategy backfires. It trades short-term relief for long-term suffering. But understanding this changes everything. Because once you see procrastination as an emotion regulation problem instead of a motivation problem, you can actually fix it. Let's get specific. When you avoid a task, you're usually avoiding one of 5 core fears. Fear of failure. Fear of judgment. Fear of not being good enough. Fear of success, yes, that's real. Or fear of losing control. Take a student staring at a blank essay due tomorrow. They're not procrastinating because they're lazy. They're procrastinating because their brain predicts failure, imagines their professor's disappointment, and generates anxiety. So they scroll instead. Social media becomes emotional anesthesia. Each notification, each like, each video gives a tiny hit of relief. But here's the cruel part: the more they scroll, the more anxiety builds in the background. Because their brain knows the deadline exists. The task doesn't disappear. The fear just compounds. It metastasizes. And now they're caught in a vicious loop where procrastination creates the very failure they were trying to avoid. Your brain isn't broken. It's doing its job. The problem is it's using an outdated manual. When your ancient ancestors faced a threat, a predator, a storm, immediate escape was survival. Run now, worry later. Procrastination is that same mechanism. Your brain senses an emotional threat and triggers escape. Except you can't run from a spreadsheet. You can run from the discomfort it triggers. And that running feels good. Not because you're lazy. Because you're getting real neurochemical relief. Procrastination releases dopamine, the same neurotransmitter involved in addiction. You get a hit from the distraction. A hit from the temporary peace. Your brain literally reinforces the behavior. So each time you procrastinate, you're training your brain to procrastinate harder next time. It's not willpower failure. It's a learned neural pathway. And that's actually good news. Because learned pathways can be unlearned. But let's talk about what this costs you. Procrastination isn't just inconvenient. It's mathematically destructive. When you delay, stress doesn't stay flat. It compounds. A project due in 2 weeks feels manageable. Mentally, you can breathe. But wait until Friday before Monday's deadline and something shifts. The same work feels impossible. Not because the work changed. Your mental capacity did. Cortisol floods your system. Your prefrontal cortex, the part that handles complex thinking, goes offline. You're now working in survival mode. Your worst work. Under maximum pressure. And that's the sneaky cost nobody talks about. You don't just miss the deadline. You train yourself that you can only work under crisis. You become dependent on panic. Some people call it thriving under pressure. It's actually declining under stress. There's research showing chronic procrastinators have higher rates of anxiety, depression, and health problems. The missed opportunities? Those are even darker. The project you never started. The conversation you kept delaying. The person you never called. Those aren't just lost moments. They're lost versions of your life. So how do you actually break this? You don't use more willpower. willpower is fighting the symptom. You have to address the root, emotional discomfort. Here's what works. Implementation intentions. It sounds technical, but it's simple. Instead of telling yourself you'll write the report, you do this: if I finish breakfast, then I write 3 sentences. If I write 3 sentences, then I get coffee. You're not fighting the urge. You're designing your environment so the path of least resistance leads where you want. You're outsmarting your brain's fear response by making the task feel smaller, more concrete, less abstract. Instead of writing a report terrifying, you write 3 sentences. Tiny. Manageable. Your brain can't generate the same fear response to 3 sentences. So you do it. And something magical happens. You start. And starting kills procrastination more than anything else. Not motivation. Not inspiration. Action. The friction disappears once you move. You've probably experienced this. The thing you dreaded for hours took 20 minutes once you started. That's not luck. That's how your brain works. The resistance lives in anticipation, not in execution. But there's a deeper layer. You need to rewire how your brain categorizes difficult tasks. Right now, your brain sees hard equals dangerous. And avoidance is safety. You need to retrain it. Difficult equals growth. And discomfort is the price of expansion. This isn't motivational fluff. It's neuroscience. When you repeatedly do hard things while managing the emotional response, your brain's threat response actually recalibrates. The task stops triggering such intense fear. You build emotional resilience through exposure. Start with friction-free starts. 5 minutes.